my ranking of all the movies I watched in 2023. Yeah, I just did a part 1 like a month ago of all this series. I'm sorry this video took so long. I had to find all the movies and rank them. So yeah, this is going to be a big video, and I have to do a bunch of editing and pictures and everything. So please help me out and hit that subscribe button. Let's get into this. Thank you guys so much for watching my part 1 video. So yeah, let's just get into this. Coming in last place is Barbie. I mean, some parts were good, but it's just not my kind of movie. I watched it for Ken, I guess. I don't know why I watched it, but it's just, I just don't watch movies like that. Okay, and coming in 16th place is Missing. This movie is okay. I mean, it wasn't bad. It's just, I don't like the way it was filmed, like, always on screens, like, video call or a camera. I get it, it's cool, but I don't know why, it just feels off to me. Coming in 15th place is Haunted Mansion. This movie is fun. I mean, I watched it during Halloween. It was good. Owen Wilson was good in it. All of the characters were good. It's just, it wasn't scary at all, and I don't think it's supposed to be, and yeah, it's just not as good as a bunch of the ones on the list. Coming in 14th place is Indiana Jones. This movie, it just didn't feel like the old ones, and yeah, I've watched every Indiana Jones movie. I'm not the biggest fan, but I just, this one, I don't like. I like Harrison Ford. He's a good actor, but I feel like nowadays he just plays the same character. He's old, and he's always, like, angry, and hopefully he does something different in Captain America, but this movie was just okay, but it's not as good as the other ones. Coming in 13th place is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. This, I sort of grew up with Ninja Turtle, I guess, but it's like, I think I watched some of the shows, but I grew up with those live action CGI remakes movies, and so not a good thing, but yeah, I guess this movie was good. I mean, I'm not a big Turtles fan. I don't know what, like, the short thing for it is, but yeah, I mean, if you guys liked it, I don't know. Coming in 12th place is Megan. Now, this is a horror movie that released in January of last year, maybe February, but it's a good doll turning evil movie. I didn't really have any expectations for this movie when I watched it, and yeah, I kind of enjoyed it. I mean, whatever, it's just a nice, like, horror movie thing, but yeah, I liked it, but it's definitely not as good as some of the movies we have on this list, so I had to be pushed back. Number 11 is The Marvels. This movie was fun, but definitely not the best, because we had so many good superhero movies, and this feels like just a superhero movie. Doesn't change anything, but also doesn't break anything, I guess. I don't know, but it's just not, it's not what you expect, what you used to expect from a superhero movie. Alright, coming in 10 is Transformers Rise of the Beast, I don't know what it's called. This movie is my favorite Transformers movie, and I do not like the other ones. The Michael Bay directed movie, it just is too much destruction in cities, but this movie felt like Transformers from the shows. I don't really watch the shows. I never really did. I watched some episodes, but I always grew up with the Transformers movies, and I did not like those. So this movie is definitely a step up from that, I think. Coming in 9th, Gran Turismo. If you don't know what this is, this released in August, I think. It had David Harbour. I do not know who plays the main character, but this movie is good. I did like one of my favorite parts about it was the sound of. They did a really good job with that. The sound of the movie, like how loud when it needed to be with the cars. The CGI was good. There was definitely CGI moments. But yeah, I like this movie, and that's why it's on this list, because I watched it. But yeah. Coming in eighth place is Mario Brothers. I did not know anything about Mario before I watched this movie. And yeah, I really still don't. I know Mario, and I know Luigi, and I know Princess Peach, and I know Bowser, but those are like, I didn't know anything else. So yeah, I enjoyed it. Chris Pratt voiced him, and it was okay. I liked Jack Black's Peach's song, I guess. It wasn't like a good song, it was fun. Coming in seventh place is Five Nights at Freddy's. This movie I did not watch in theaters. I watched it on Peacock, and this is another video game thing I did not know anything about. I knew who Freddy was, but that is all. I've heard people talk about it, but I didn't know anything about this. And I enjoyed it. It was pretty short, but yeah, it was still pretty good. Josh Hutcherson did a good job, I guess, as I do not know his name, but Peter. I don't know. Okay, I do not know his name. Okay, so in sixth place is The Flash. I don't know, guys. I liked it. So I watched it, then I recently just rewatched it, and it kind of moved up for me. Because at the first one, I was like, yeah, the CGI throws me off and everything. But this time around, the CGI was still awful. But before I didn't really care about Michael Keaton's Batman, but now I kind of like this movie. I still don't like Ezra Miller as Flash. I think he should have been recast. Not because of what he did. I just don't think he's a good Flash. And he doesn't feel like Flash. But Sasha Kaye, I think that's her name, did an amazing job as Supergirl. I don't really know about Supergirl, but she was cool in this. And obviously, Michael Keaton did an amazing job at Batman. I have Michael Keaton's Batman right here on the shelf, and I put him right there because I love Michael Keaton's Batman. But yeah, this movie is good, but a bunch of stuff bring it down. Coming in fifth place is Shazam 2. I think this is a comic book movie of the year that I was expecting. No, I would say The Marvels, but this movie I expected it to be okay, and it was good. I actually really enjoyed this movie. I don't know why I didn't watch it, but then a lot of people were like, oh yeah, it's kind of mid and good or bad. Then I watched it, and it was a good Shazam movie, and I really liked it. I definitely think some stuff was a little off, but I did really love this movie. Coming in fourth place is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. This movie was good, but I don't know why Marvel did this. Everyone was expecting this to be Endgame or Infinity War, Spider-Man No Way Home, but it ended up being... I don't know. This was supposed to be the big kickoff to Phase 5, introducing Kang, being the most powerful villain, but it just felt like a waste of time at some points, and yeah, just a little, I don't know. Alright, so coming in third place is Blue Beetle. This is one of the greatest superhero movies in the past decade, or in this decade. I know it's kind of like generic, but I still like it. I think it doesn't have that much problems. It's just a good, fun superhero movie, and I love Blue Beetle. I have a poster right there. I have his figure down there, and yeah, I really do love Blue Beetle. Coming in at second place is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I love this movie. This is the second greatest MCU movie of all time. So good. Best send-off to the Guardians of the Galaxy. Best send-off to every Guardian. And this trilogy is amazing. One of the best trilogies, if not the best trilogy in the MCU. But I love this movie, and I will never, ever say anything like bad about this movie because everything was great in this movie. That brought us to number 1, and yeah, I only watched 17 movies this year. I was gonna watch Wonka. I was gonna watch Hunger Games. I do like the Hunger Games universe, but I just haven't had time to watch it, and I needed this video out, and I haven't watched Aquaman. There's a bunch of movies I haven't watched, so sorry if you wanted them on this ranking, but let's go to number 1. Coming to number 1 is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. This movie is one of the best movies of all time. I think, if not, the second best movie of all time to me. And yeah, I have a poster right there. I have figures of it. I have Funko Pops of it. Everything about this movie is great. The animation is great. The acting is great. The story is great. The characters are great. The music is great. The soundtrack, especially the villain, is great. The pacing is great. Everything about this movie is just perfect. And yeah, this is one of the best, if not the best, Spider-Man movie of all time. And thank you, Sony, for giving us this masterpiece. And thank you guys for watching. That is my ranking. And yeah, thank you guys, and see you guys next time. Subscribe because this video is going to take a long time to edit. Bye.